A swimming pool is simply a fantastic investment, adding value to your home and creating a special place where the family can come together, relax and just have some fun. The only downside of owning your own slice of paradise is that the average Australian family uses their pool for less than 12 weeks a year, simply because, particularly as we get older, it's just too cold. The answer is simple: hassle-free, costs next to nothing to run, and will double your swimming season to at least 6 months of the year. And I'm not just talking about the kids wanting to swim. Let's face it, they tend to be totally fearless anyway. HeatSeeker Plus and HeatSeeker Maxi, the ultimate solar pool heating systems, and here's why. Well, for starters, let's take a look at just why the HeatSeeker Plus system is the best in its class. It combines Australia's first complete full-length manifold system with the HeatSeeker Plus elliptical tube.
It really is quite simple. The entire manifold is prefabricated in one length, no holes to drill, no parts glued together, delivering the ultimate in pressure resistance and low maintenance. Utilising single-length flow and return pipes produces a solar system that provides outstanding strength and durability. There are no glued joints to fail and leak under pressure. The base for all good design is common sense. HeatSeeker's optional end-loop manifold has been designed and engineered to allow the whole solar strip to sit flat on your roof, and the built-in lugged anchor delivers added protection against high winds and storm damage.
Now onto the main manifold. Supreme's engineers have also put a lot of thought into just how your pool's water flows through the mixing chamber and have designed it with minimal flow resistance. What this means is the system doesn't have to work as hard and the water returns to the pool faster. Okay, on to the collectors themselves, the HeatSeeker Plus profile tubes. It really comes down to simple maths. The sun provides a certain level of heating energy per square metre, and Supreme Heating has really put some thought into the design, over 20 years in fact. The HeatSeeker Plus profile tubes are able to harvest more heat energy straight into your pool's water. The facts are, after 20 years of experience, the HeatSeeker Plus low-profile elliptical tubes have been engineered to absorb 33% more of the heating energy available from the sun.
Quite simply, its elliptical-shaped tubes allow 33% more exposure to solar radiation, compared with the older standalone round tube systems developed in the 70s, employed by some others in the industry. Now, because there is no gap between the tubes, there is no collection area for leaves, dirt and general debris, which would affect the system's ability to do its job: warm your pool's water. The elliptical tube has several benefits, including the ability to space them much closer together without shading one another. This adds 25% more tubing in the same area.
Oh, the walls of the elliptical tube are much thicker, extending the tube's life. Lastly, talk to your Supreme Heating specialist about the option of matching your new Supreme HeatSeeker Plus solar system to your roof's colour. Apart from the standard black, which will give you the best performance, there are currently 6 additional stock colours, one of which will blend in beautifully with your existing environment. Now, these colours are slightly more expensive and you will need around 20% more, as they are simply about 80% as effective as the black collector. But they will blend in beautifully with your roofline. Okay, that's the Plus system, and in my opinion, the best system available, employing an advanced but still traditional collection source that pumps your pool's water through the complete system, delivering direct heat to your pool's water. Now, depending on just how your system is configured, you'll be provided with one of 2 controllers, and your Supreme Heating expert will advise which unit is right for your installation. Each of these controllers is incredibly easy to set and display all information on an easy-to-read bright LED or LCD that can even be read in direct sunlight.
Well, that's the HeatSeeker Plus system, which is pretty impressive. Now, if you're willing to invest a substantial amount more, for the absolute ultimate solar system, you'll want the Supreme Maxi system.
The Maxi system harvests the sun's energy with state-of-the-art evacuated glass tubes, and for those of us who live in the southern states, there is even an optional backup on-demand gas heater. There are 3 types of evacuated tube systems: the heat pipe, the U-tube and the flooded tube, and your local agent can advise which system will be right for your home's needs. Let's head back on the roof and have a look at just how one of the ultimate solar collection systems, the heat pipe, can have you swimming all year round.
Now, because these tubes are nearly 2 metres long, let's shrink one down so you can see how they work. It starts with the ultimate collection device, a double-walled vacuum tube, much like a thermos, rather than a flat panel. Your first question will be, why? What's the difference? Well, it really is quite simple. The 2 most important principles of high efficiency are to maximise solar heat gain and minimise heat loss. And an evacuated glass tube beats a flat panel hands down every time. Here's why. For starters, the double-walled vacuum tubes are created from borosilicate glass, which was first developed by German glassmaker Otto Schott in the late 19th century. It has a very low thermal expansion coefficient, in fact about 1/3 that of ordinary glass. What this means is the tubes are made from a glass that can handle the stresses caused by extreme temperature differences, making them more resistant to breaking. You might be surprised to know this remarkable glass is found in almost every kitchen in Australia. It's called Pyrex.
So naturally, borosilicate is a material of choice for evacuated tube solar thermal technology due to its high strength and heat resistance. And let's face it, you're putting it on your roof and everywhere gets hail occasionally.
Now, inside the inner tube, there is also this amazing coating which absorbs heat. And because there is a vacuum between the inner and outer tube, this just about eliminates convective heat loss. And this is where all the energy from the sun starts to go to work. The sun's energy that is absorbed by the tubes is transferred to your water by a special food-grade liquid that, once heated, expands and turns to gas, much like steam from a heated kettle, and rises at extremely high temperatures to the tips of the pipes, which are inserted into a heat transfer manifold located on your roof. As the water in the manifold is heated, the gas in the tube cools and returns to a liquid, to start its journey up the tube again once the sun has done its job and turned it back to heated gas. Now, flat panel solar collectors can produce a similar heat output to evacuated tube collectors, but generally only during warm, still, sunny conditions, and the sun has to be at 90 degrees, directly above the panel, for 100% efficiency. Whereas an evacuated tube collector is round, it doesn't need to be at right angles to the sun to deliver 100% efficiency. In fact, when averaged over an entire year, evacuated tube collectors can be up to 80% more efficient than flat-plate panel collectors. Well, that's basically how a heat pipe collector works. The other massive advantage of the evacuated glass tube is that it is absolutely guaranteed against vermin and bird attack, and that includes cockatoos.
We have just explained how an evacuated tube employing a heat pipe method works. It relies on a heat exchanger to transfer the heat to your pool's water. In the case of a heat pipe system, here is how it works. The energy, as in the hot water returning from the roof, is transferred to your pool's water via a specially designed pool and spa heat exchanger.
The heated fluid in the line coming from the roof is in a closed loop. The hot water's heat, or energy, is passed through a highly conductive wall inside the heat exchanger to warm your pool's water as it passes through the heat exchanger to the other pipe at the same time. The hot water from the roof transfers all its heat to your pool's water. It then goes back to the roof to be reheated and start the whole process again.
All functions, including your desired swimming temperature, are controlled via the V7 control system, which tells the system when to operate for optimum performance. Now you have just been shown how a newly constructed pool would be heated, and your Supreme Heating representative will be happy to explain how an older pool is set up to work just as effectively using your existing filtration system. Well, there you have it. You have the choice, and you can be assured you are getting the very best available on the market, no matter which system you decide to invest in. Talk to Supreme Heating today. Your family will thank you for it.
I could highly recommend Supreme Heating. The reason is that the price is more than reasonable, the installation was excellent, and they're a great bunch of people to work with.
So I can't say anything negative about the service, the product, or the company as such.
Yeah, the guys who done the installation were excellent tradespeople. I'm a tradesman myself, so I was more than pleased with the way they handled the job.
And here today, they're the best. It's the best form of pool cleaning you can ever have, and it's cheap to run and simple to use.